Hey everyone, it's Trish with Bird Feed. Well, this year I decided to make a concerted effort to include more sewing kits in my Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes for 10 to 14-year-old girls. So I set out to see what I could create for about $5 because in the past that's what I've spent on some really cute sewing kits that I've found online. Well, it's starting to become a little bit more difficult to find those kits online for $5 or less. And although the quality of them was pretty decent for the price, I thought not what it could be if I put the kits together myself. So I've been collecting things for several months and buying a few things online here and there, and I think I've got enough to put together a pretty decent sewing kit. I'm cheating a little bit with a couple of things that come out of my own sewing stash because I have not yet purchased those, but we'll talk about those when we get to them. So the first thing we want is a container of some sort, and you can pretty much use any container you want to put a sewing kit in. I am using some cosmetic cases, free cosmetic cases. I had someone donate to me all these cases. In the back here are Ipsy cosmetic cases, and she donated all of them to me, and I'm excited to use them as containers for my sewing kits. Then these here are like from Clinique. This one's Clinique. Now you couldn't fit a scissor in that, but it would otherwise be perfect for a sewing kit. Here's another one. It has another little zippered pouch inside this one. You can choose a little box, a decorative box, a tin, anything. So what I like about and I'm choosing this particular one because I'm going to include some fabric in mine. And if you can't fit fabric in with your sewing kit, that's quite all right. I thought because I purchased quite a bit of fabric on clearance at Walmart, and this one's pretty, isn't it? That I would include a yard of fabric. So if she is so inclined, maybe she could make something out of it. Anything from doll clothes to a skirt to a little top. So I know that this particular bag is going to fit this fabric. And I'm not going to count this in my total because I'm going to total up what the contents is going to cost to see if I get close to that $5 sewing kit that I've bought online. But they don't include fabric in those kits, so I'm not going to include that in the cost of this particular one. So we've got that fabric in this little, it's like a muslin with a little pink flower on it and a pink zipper. And then I am going to include a thread assortment. And I found this at the Dollar Tree. You probably saw it in a past haul of mine. It's a 10-pack of cut and sew thread, and these this is not a standard Dollar Tree item, so I don't know if they'll have this again. This is the Dollar Tree's thread assortment, which is also okay. You don't get too much on these spools. You get a little bit more on the bigger spools, but they take up a lot of space. So my preference is these, but will certainly use these if I cannot replace them with this particular kind. And this cost me $1. Now going forward, this would cost $1.25, but I'm going to use the prices I've paid for items. So I've got one already opened up. These were the spools from another one of these, and I'm going to include this in the case. Then, so that was $1. And the case is free, and we're not counting the fabric. And then sewing needles. She would definitely need a needle and thread. So I did a lot of searching around in stores and online, and I found the best bang for my buck was this Dritz assortment of hand needles from Walmart. You can get it at walmart.com for 97 cents. So, and I will leave the links to everything other than the Dollar Tree. I will leave the links to everything online. So we're going to slip in there the sewing needles. Then the other thing she's going to need, because she is sewing by hand, I would say she really needs a thimble. Because when you're sewing a lot by hand, if you've ever done it before, you know that you'll eventually hurt, your finger gets sore from always hitting the back of that needle. So she will need a thimble. Now this is something I have not yet purchased. It is in my Amazon wish list, and it's something I will purchase. I will leave the link to that. It's an assortment of, I want to say 60, because I'm buying these things in bulk. So I found this particular assortment of 60 at, I think it's $5.99, to be the most economical. So that's 10 cents per thimble. Well, let's go ahead and put that in her bag. Swap that out when I get the other thimbles. She's going to need a pair of scissors. Now these are Westcott 7-inch all-purpose scissors, and I got these after back to school at Menards when they were on clearance for 50 cents. So let's put a pink pair in here. Now that is probably the bare minimum that you would need for a sewing kit. And then everything else would be extras. Because with what she's got in here so far, not even counting the fabric, she can mend clothing and make repairs. So if you're hoping that she might maybe make something, we probably want to include Dressmaker straight pins. And I purchased these online on Amazon. They came in a 3-pack, 500 packs. So 1,500 pins for $8.99. So, and I'm dividing these up into 9, the whole 1,500 into 9 little containers. Now, I originally showed you in a last haul that I did, the Amazon haul, that I put the pins in these containers. But since I'm including fabric in here and the scissors and everything else, this particular container is going to be a little bit bulky. I really like this container a lot, but I found at Dollar Tree in the Crafter's Square section these little tins that came 4 to a pack, and I purchased these when they were $1 as well. So let's see, I think these are the pins that I've put in here. So as you can see, I've put straight pins in there, and it's a great little container for straight pins. And I also might include in there some safety pins. That would be a good thing to include in this, but I don't have them in there right now. So let's just put that container in there. That would be $1. Actually, the container is going to be $0.25, and the pins would be $1. Since they were $8.99 divided by 9 is $1. So that was $1.25 for those pins. And I will leave the link for those below in the description as well. Then in another tin, I put some buttons, an assortment of buttons. And those I got from the Dollar Tree. I bought a container of the dark assortment. They come in it's all different sizes of buttons. And then I had purchased this quite a while back. I usually like to purchase the colorful assortment. So they usually have a colorful assortment and a dark assortment. It comes also in a nice little plastic container that can be reused for something else. But so I mixed up the buttons, dark and colors in here, and I just put an assortment. So I'm figuring in one container, which cost me $1. I purchased this when it was $1. I could divide this probably by 6. 4 at the least, and 6 at the most. So 4 would be a quarter, and 6 would be 17 cents per item. And so, yeah, the tin was also a quarter. She's going to need a measuring tape if she's maybe going to hem something, or and that's why she would need the dressmaker pins too. If she's going to hem something or sew something, she's going to need pins. And the buttons are for her to, if she makes something, she might want a button on it, or she might need some replacement buttons for something that's lost buttons. And then the measuring tape will certainly help her. And these I bought in a 24 pack on Amazon for $7.99. So this was 33 cents. So we'll put the pink one in there. And then the last thing, actually there's 2 last things. One I don't have here, and it's a needle threader. That's not imperative unless you got old eyes like me, or you need glasses in the first place. And it's possible that could be the case with some of these children, and they don't have glasses. So I didn't have a needle threader. That's something else I have to get. But again, I'll leave the link for that below in the description. And those are, for the ones that I've chose, you can, I mean, there's all sorts of assortments and brands that you can buy. But the ones that I have found to be the best value without buying thousands or hundreds, which I don't want, was $4.99 for 32, which is 15 cents each. You can buy them much cheaper than that. You'll probably get like 100. But for the purposes of this, we're going to say it costs 15 cents. And then the same thing with this seam ripper. This is one of mine. But the ones that I have actually already ordered some seam rippers, but they are coming coming on a slow boat from China. Literally, they are on a boat from China. And I ordered them on December 30th. And they're supposed to be here by February 10th. But I kind of got tired of waiting. I was hoping I would get them beforehand so I could get this video done. But they haven't gotten here, so we're going to have some of these. Now, those seam rippers, because they're coming from China, were dirt cheap, which is why I was willing to wait. And we'll see what they look like when they get here. But they were $1.29 for 10 seam rippers of this size. And I'll show a picture of that in the video if I can remember to do that. And I can't leave the link below because I went and looked for it and it's not there anymore. So I don't know if these just aren't available or they're selling it under a different name now, or who knows, I may never get my seam rippers. But anyway, so that was 13 cents. That's everything that's in this little bag. And so that totals up to $4.85, not counting the fabric. for everything that I put in there. So if I add safety pins, it'll be a few more cents. And what else could we add? We can add snaps. I do want to add snaps, as a matter of fact. I'll put them in that little tin with the buttons. As a matter of fact, I think I did put some snaps in here that were mine from my sewing stash. Yeah, I did. So, yeah, she'll have some snaps. This is what those look like. These are... If she, if she wants to sew some snaps on to something to close it rather than a button, because if she puts a button on something that doesn't already have a button, she's got to make a buttonhole. So she's got to know how to do that. So a snap will come in handy. You can also include hooks and eyes. You can put in, ribbon and lace. Oh, you can put in one of those cute little pin cushions that are shaped like a tomato. That would be cute to include one of those as well. So that is it. That's how I'm making my little sewing kits, and I'm probably going to tie like a little rabbit ribbon around it just to make it a little bit more special. And I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know might be elementary to a lot of you who sew, but to those of you who do not and want to make a kit, yeah, you can make a really nice kit. Nicer, in my opinion, than what you can buy online. The ones online are good, though. I mean, they're great, and it's already done. But if you want to try doing it yourself and putting, a few more quality items in, like the scissors you get in one of those sewing kits it's a little tiny thing that you just snip threads with. It's not something you can cut fabric with, that sort of thing. And typically these are paper. This one is plastic or like a vinyl. And then, the thread that you get is going to be more like these, and you would get just a few of these small ones. So, yeah. I hope this video and others that I share inspire you to pack a shoebox if you don't already. And if you'd like to get involved with Operation Christmas Child, but you're not really into physically packing a shoebox, there are other ways to donate to OCC. You can pack a shoebox online, and you can do it any time of the year. I'll leave that link below in the video description. You can donate monetarily, and I'll leave the address where you can mail any monetary donations. Or you can help me fill an OCC shoebox by choosing an item from my Amazon wish list, and I'll leave that link below in the description. It's only taken me about 6 months to muster up the gumption to announce that, but I've had people ask how they can ship things to me for shoeboxes that I'm packing, and this gives those wishing to do that an option, because I don't have a P.O. box and I don't really want to incur the cost of getting one at this point in time. So if you do purchase anything from my wish list, be sure to provide your name in the gift note section so I can know who sent it. I want to know who's helping me fill my shoeboxes with blessings. And so I can be sure to thank and credit you on video, either during an unboxing of the package or the shoebox in which the item you purchased is revealed. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you for packing shoeboxes, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye now.